You're listening to Write the Book Now interview and podcast show with host and creator Dr. Sharon H. Porter.
The Write the Book Now's guest is Joy Elán. Joy is an author of 6 books, and she is from Oakland and Berkeley, California. Born with a hearing loss, she has been wearing hearing aids since she was 15 months. She went through life prepared for what she would face and has smiled throughout everything she has been through. She successfully overcame a good number of them as she's far exceeded low expectations that others had for her, including having earned her bachelor's degree from UC Berkeley and master's degree from Stanford University. As a spoken word artist, she won 3rd place in Oakland's Got Talent in June 2014 for her spoken word piece, I'm a Survivor. She won twice at the National Poetry Awards for Poetry Video of the Year 2015 and Poet of the Year 2016. Joy has received Table of Honor in some of the International Book Festival categories. Currently, she works with youth in Oakland and Berkeley, California, and performs spoken word at different places in the United States, sharing her gift and inspiring other people. And now, the interview with author Joy Elán. Thank you for joining another episode of Write the Book Now interview and podcast show. I am Dr. Sharon, host and creator, and today I am joined by my guest, Joy Elán, and she is the author of Holding On to My Pride. Joy, welcome to Write the Book Now.
Hello, how are you?
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We've just heard all the wonderful things that you have done, all the things that you are doing, but can you take the time to tell the listeners who Joy Elán really is?
I'm an educator, I'm a writer, I'm an activist in my community. I also have a hearing disability, but I don't let that stop me. And I've been involved in the community and just trying to make sure I preserve our legacy here in Oakland and the Bay Area.
Awesome. And so today we're really going to just dive into Holding On to My Pride. And first of all, I absolutely love the title. I love the title. And Allegra Johnson, she is the main character, and she's really dealing with a lot of changes that is really going on in her life and in the city where she lives, which happens to be Oakland, California. So can you just tell us a little bit about your creation of this character, Allegra Johnson?
So Allegra Johnson is, this book is the sequel to Life is a Canvas. And I have wrote Life is a Canvas first. Allegra means joy in Italian, so I wanted to still keep it my name, but change it in a different language. So it's still based off of me. And so in Life is a Canvas, that it ends in 2006, and I wanted to talk about what was happening in Oakland, but I didn't want to create a new character, so I said I could just pick up where I left off, but just do it 7 years later. So that's where Holding On to My Pride comes in, is that it picks up after all the changes. She's in her 30s in this book by now, and she's raising her son. And what is happening with the whole changes of the city with gentrification, with trying to stay in her city, but everything is rising, rent increase, wages aren't going up. So it's like struggling to survive and, but still try to hold on to that pride. Like, I'm from here. We are what makes this city.
Wow. And so born and raised in Oakland and actually experiencing the changes and definitely Oakland is not unique to the changes that's going on with the gentrification of that, especially here in the Washington, D.C. area. I can totally understand what it is that you're going through. And so in Holding On to My Pride, one of the things that Allegra really is dealing with in years prior, she lost her business. And so she is working as a part-time English professor at a community college, and she's also working at a community center. Take us through that point in the book and undoubtedly in your life.
So that really did happen for me. I was a community college instructor, and the problem was that was part of my goal when I graduated from Stanford, when I got my master's. I wanted to teach at a community college because I couldn't get a PhD at the time, which was fine. But now at the same time, we're dealing with the problem with a lot of jobs aren't providing full-time employment. So that's why she wanted to teach. She wanted to be in the community. She lost her business due to the demographic that she was catering to. They were moving away. And they're moving away to cities that are like about an hour away by commute. And which is a lot of things that's happening out here, even for people who don't even own businesses but who work. They have to move where the cost of living is cheaper, but they still work in the city, especially in local government. So that's what's happening, and that really did happen. I'm just fortunate, though, that I still live in my city. I work, even now, I work close to my home. I don't work at a community college anymore because I needed a full-time job with benefits. And that was the issue, and that was what she was, she's sharing that life that you can be at the top. But at the same instance, that top, you got to maintain it. And if you can't change with the times or change to cater to the people, you're going to have to recreate yourself and find another way to do what you love doing, but in another capacity. And that's what happened. So she may have lost her business due to rising rent increase due to property lease and stuff, but she's still able to still do what she loved to do, which is be around young people and still cater and shape minds and encourage them to say, so what are you going to do about it? So.
Wow, I love it, I tell you. And so really, in really reflecting on the title, Holding On to My Pride, can you, I guess, just take us through all those things, because there had to be some moments in all of this that occurred to you over the years that maybe it maybe took a little dent to your pride. And like you said, you were basically holding on to that pride. That's why I love this title so much. It so represents this story. So talk to me a little bit about some of the things that you really had to work hard to hold on to your pride.
My family is one, trying to keep our family home. You know, a lot of us, and I'm sure this isn't just Oakland, but just everywhere, if you think about it, our black families, they owned property back in the day. How did we end up renting, or when our elder dies, we end up fighting over the property, and then we end up losing it to the court. So that's one of the things that I was dealing with, holding on to, hey, this is, black people, we made this city, but at the same time, over time, our voices weren't heard. We were seen, because everybody else is white flight, right? They moved to the suburbs. But guess what? Us that live here, most likely it was us who worked in our communities as well. It wasn't the white teachers that were in the suburbs. They didn't come here and work with our kids. It was mostly us. It was mostly us who had our own businesses. We ended up losing as well because we didn't own the buildings or whatever it may be. So there are different parts of holding on to my pride. And then, of course, I'm in the city of the Black Panther Party, the original chapter. That's another trying to hold on to my pride. Like, we hear about Malcolm and Martin and Rosa Parks, but hey, if it wasn't for the Black Panther Party, you guys wouldn't have WIC. We wouldn't have the free breakfast program. And that's another part. So that title, it represents so many things that I think a lot of people can relate to. No matter even if, but because I don't see a lot of stories about Oakland. I said, I want to share our story. I want to be the
Wow.
voice for the people in this community. And that's why I said, I got to hold on to my pride. I'm just like,
Wow.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. So tell us, those of us who are not familiar, you're on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast. I don't think I've ever been to Oakland. I've been to California. But tell us about the beauty of Oakland. Just share with us some of the highlights about your city.
It's okay. So if, like you said, West Coast, people think Oakland, San Francisco, we're close to LA. If you look on a map, if people have taken geography, California is a long state. So by drive, we're about 5 hours away from Los Angeles. But we're close to, but San Francisco, like from my house, Oakland is a big city. But where I live by like 20 minutes from San Francisco. Berkeley, UC Berkeley is like right by us, like it's the next city over. And then we're on the water. We're in the bay, and then you got to cross that bay to get to San Francisco. So we have beautiful scenery. We have the hills. We have forests where people can go hiking. We have the Lake Merritt, where people see for the Warriors Parade. So Oakland has this beautiful part. But it's just like any other city. There may be some bad things that happen, but we don't. We try not to focus on the bad. We focus on the good. So we have great artists like Sheila E., Tony, even some rappers. They taught us, people my age, the younger ones, that art is beautiful. And I work with a lot of artists who we focus on the good of our city, and we give back to our community by doing events and stuff. The Oakland is so beautiful in its own way. You just have to have it. It's just like New York. I'm sure you could look at Law and Order and say, oh, New York is bad, or you can look at the beautiful movies about New York and say, oh, New York is beautiful. It's the same thing.
Yes, absolutely. And I do find that people from Oakland are very prideful. I have a wonderful colleague of mine here at Howard University. She's from Oakland, and she's always talking about her city and how that she will return one day. And so that's one of the things that I can definitely say about the people that I know from Oakland. You all have that great pride for your city, and I absolutely love that.
Yes, we're seen as like, and I say this in the poem that I am a poet as well. So I wrote a poem about gentrification in Oakland. That's in the book, and I said we were always seen as the ghetto compared to San Francisco, and it's like we the Raiders. I think that's why we love the Raiders. Well, most of us do, because they represent that working class. We're going to fight to see the Raiders represent that, where the 49ers, they represent the success. And so, it's like, but it's something about that heart and soul that makes us who we are. Because I like to say, if I can make it in Oakland, I can make it anywhere. And
That's
did.
Awesome.
And, for people to say, I went to Stanford University, and that's what I was going to say. Stanford campus is about 45 minutes away from Oakland. I drove every day because I saw other people commuting every day to go to work. I said, well, then if they can commute to go to work, I can commute every day to go to school. And that's exactly what I did. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So where can individuals buy your book, and where can they contact you or follow you on social media?
So I'm everywhere. If you just type in my name, author Joy Elán. Do not type in Joy Elán by itself because I'm a photographer. So everything has to be author in front of it. I'm everywhere. So I'm on Instagram, Twitter. I even have a Facebook page. Again, just type in author Joy Elán. And then I have a website, www.authorjoyelán.com. And my books are available on Kindle and a paper on Amazon. So just go there, and then sometimes I may do book fairs in different cities, depending, and I may come to your area. So you just never know, but just go to my website to stay updated and where I'm at.
Wow. Awesome. And so what would be a message that you would like to send out to the listeners, to your readers?
No matter how hard it may seem, just keep going. For me, my story, like I said, I wear hearing aids. I've always been told growing up I wouldn't be successful, and I use that as motivation. And thanks to my haters, I like to say, I made it to UC Berkeley first out of high school, and then I went to Stanford University and got my master's. And then I am living my life as a writer. It may be hard, but guess what? When you accomplish it, all of that hard work will be so worth it. So just keep going, keep growing. Don't give up. Even self-care. Take a moment for yourself, reflect, and then go back and try again.
Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, author Joy Elán. I so appreciate you being a guest here today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Absolutely. And guys, I have been with my guest, author Joy Elán. She is the author of Holding On to My Pride. I hope that you reach out to her. I hope you go on her website, go on Amazon to get her books. She has been a delightful guest, and I appreciate it. So again, guys, this has been Dr. Sharon, host and creator of Write the Book Now interview and podcast show, reminding you, don't wait. Write the book now.
Thank you for joining another episode of Write the Book Now. If you are contemplating writing a book, don't wait. Write the book now with Dr. Sharon. Contact her at info@writethebooknow.com. Also, take a moment to follow us on social media at Write the Book Now.